Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is bringing us the next generation of gaming. It looks fantastic, it runs like a dream, and it delivers some of the most engaging gameplay of 2024. And it's also sending my 1080 Ti into a well-deserved retirement. Indiana Jones is sure to wow you, even from the main menu. The immersive and instant transition from the game menu into the shoes of Indy is awesome, and it gets you started in a familiar area. If you don't recognize the cast immediately, I forgive you, because the last time you saw this band of merry men was 40 years ago in Raiders of the Lost Ark. It's a perfect grounding introduction, delivering some insane fan service, and introduces you to the two core mechanics of the game: exploration and environment interaction. Indiana Jones is foremost an exploration game. Each zone has been crafted with expertise, and you have full agency to investigate every single inch of it. And you are rewarded for doing so. To give you a sense of scale, my first visit to the Vatican zone, I got sidetracked for about 90 minutes before being course corrected by my Twitch chat and refocused on the main story to unlock the post office. There is so much to do in each level, from finding cats and artifacts to taking photographs for your journal, collecting side quests, stealing cash, and infiltrating military camps scattered across the levels. Infiltrating military camps is where the action side of the game really shines through. The systems feel very similar to that of BioShock and Atomic Heart, whilst being grounded in the 1930s. No magical zap here. There is a heavy emphasis on stealth mechanics, with tools for distracting enemies being aplenty. However, as someone that only likes to play games at the top speed, I wasn't exactly stealthy, and got quite well acquainted with the combat side of this loop. Let's just... oh, come on. The abundance and variety of weapons makes for easy dispatching of enemies, and the upgrades to brawler stats makes you a machine for knocking enemies out cold. The game is still well balanced if you go the brawler route as I did. You'll want to focus the captains with whistles first, because they will alert the nearby enemies, and getting surrounded by 50 men isn't going to end well for you. Next on your priority list should be those with guns, because as expected, they hurt. You can use your iconic bullwhip to pull weapons, including guns, out of enemies' hands, and then proceed to pick them up yourself to finish them off. Be careful, however, because using a gun will alert all the other nearby enemies to your location, and they definitely seem to do less damage to enemies than they do to you. Also keep an eye out for the enemy medics. Not only can they recover your previously fallen foes, but if you fell them yourself, they also drop medical supplies, which is sometimes quite needed. The combat is forgiving, at least on the medium difficulty, and whilst you will find yourself running away and hiding from the swarms, it's great to see that they haven't made it impossible to go down the brutish path, and as a player, you get a choice on how to handle each situation. Run, Gina! Every man for himself! As you explore, you'll collect both books and adventure points. Both are required for progression of Indy's skills. The way to upgrade your character is quite simple, but gives you great flexibility in what to focus on. Books you collect will contain upgrades to your stats or grant you new abilities. However, you cannot permanently unlock the upgrade unless you have the adventure points required to do so. This gives a great reward for exploring, as this is the key way to get adventure points. And you'll find additional books off the beaten path or locked down inside a military camp. You'll also need to amass some cash to buy some of the books from different vendors. You don't need to unlock the books in any specific order, and neither does the game force you to buy into the first one you find, which I skipped because I didn't require a buff to getting knocked down when it hadn't happened before. Instead, I put all my adventure points into raw power upgrades. Because whether it made the game harder or not, I wasn't really about the business of sneaking around. It's an intuitive and player choice driven upgrade system, and I really like the incentive it gives to explore the area. A seemingly key philosophy that was built into every moment of this experience is that of player agency. And this 90% of the time truly immerses you as Indy, and is something many other games should learn from. But one of my only negative remarks about the game is that this approach is inconsistent and repeatedly annoying. I love the fact that I don't get whipped around the map via cutscenes, I don't get lost, I know where I am, I know where I've come from. It greatly helps to ground and immerse you in the level. I don't like, however, the fact that I have to do 3 inputs to open a door. I also don't like that in the span of one conversation, it switched me from having to hand every individual collectible to a character, to then a cutscene just doing it for me in the next minute. I wish they could go through and make these interactions more consistent throughout, and reduce the inputs for unlocking a new door from 3 to 1. If I press the button to use a key at a locked door, what do you think I'm going to do with it? Shove it up my... I said at the start of this video that Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is hailing in the next generation of gaming, especially on the PC side. This is the first title I have seen that has hardware ray tracing as a minimum requirement. They did not build in any other method to render the game. I don't know enough about game design or the id Tech engine to comment on how much overhead it would have been to build the quality game with the experience they wanted to deliver across multiple technologies. But what I can say is that the hardware that allows for it came out 6 years ago, and 9 of the 10 top in-use GPUs, Steam Hardware Survey, do support it. So with that said, I'm not mad about the requirement. I think it's simply just the time for this new line of hardware to become the norm. Whether ray tracing is better than any other tech, you can let me know your best points in the comments below. But till then, I'll be preparing a resting place for my 1080 Ti that I've been using for the last 7 years. Good job, old chap. Unless there's somehow a way that I can play such a new game on my existing hardware, even though it's not supported. Oh wait, is that a superhero? Or a new computer coming my way? No! It's Xbox Cloud Gaming! Xbox doesn't support this little land of a channel, but more than once has the Xbox Game Pass come in clutch for me. I'm able to review and play these new games because of the Xbox Game Pass, and I get great value out of it for doing so. But not only that, but cloud gaming came in clutch for me so I could play Indiana Jones whilst giving my current PC a little bit more life. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle delivers on everything it promised earlier this year at the Xbox Showcase, and the choice for choosing id Tech 7 over Unreal Engine definitely seems to have gone in their favor. I don't have the time to go over the current criticisms of the Unreal Engine, and you can Google them yourself, but I'm super keen to see a third party hop on the latest id Tech engine and build something at this level with it. Competition is good for all of us, and I'm curious to see what else can be delivered on this engine. The last mention I want to give is for Troy Baker's amazing performance as Indiana Jones. He absolutely nails it and brings his best for every single scene.
Play all the mind games you want, Voss. I'm not the one at gunpoint.
The subtle and emotional delivery in certain scenes has left me shocked, as I didn't expect something so high quality in a video game.
Oh, mind feeding Osiris, Dr. Jones?
I do have one reservation for the direction the game has gone in, continuing with the likeness of Harrison Ford. I can understand there's some reasons for doing it, including the fan service, the previous games following that, and that Dial of Destiny only came out a year ago. But I'm not sure that it was needed, and I'm worried it might impact on how future games for the series can be developed. Look at the latest Tomb Raider. It's not Angelina Jolie. However, that's just my opinion, and it doesn't affect at all the enjoyment of the standalone title, which absolutely gets the DLG stamp of approval. The gameplay effortlessly blends together all the best of action and adventure. Explore every cranny for new lore, new quests, and new items. Stealth it out, or create an endless pile of bodies. You as the player have all the choice. Do you like to check boxes like the collector that I am? This game is going to be a treat for you 100% runners with an enormous amount of side content. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is currently out on Steam and Xbox for $120 dues, and a PlayStation release is planned for 2025. If you like this review, let us know by liking the video and hit the subscribe button to be notified of future reviews coming out. We originally played Indiana Jones over on Twitch, and a first for us over here on YouTube as well. Our amazing community helped us put this review together, and if you'd like to be featured in an upcoming review, come check us out live. There'll be links to the game and the streams in the description below.